Welcome to the Grinders Verdict podcast. I'm sure you already knew that because you clicked it and you listened to it, or you're listening to it. I'm Danny Grinder. I'm going to be hosting it. Today I want to be talking about something quite important. Something that it's been bugging my mind for a few weeks, maybe months. But I keep seeing all over the internet. It's everywhere. It's people playing video games, people who have jobs, people who own companies, people who this, people who that, people who have nothing, people who have everything. Everyone's depressed, and we keep on touching the subject. We keep on talking about it. We keep on trying to fix it. We keep on trying to this and try to that. And I've been thinking, what if the major problem of all of this is the fact that we can't just stop talking about it? And what gave me the thought about this was the fact that basically when I was a teenager and whatnot in the early 2000s, we barely even touched those subjects. And I know technology and medicine wasn't even, that much into that kind of stuff. But I mean, we never really felt the same way these kids feel nowadays. We never really acted the same way these kids act nowadays. We were happier. And I feel the reason for that was because we didn't touch it so much. We weren't talking about it so much. I feel the internet plays one of the most important parts in this, meaning that it's kind of the internet's fault for providing way too much information on this subject. And then it's also the YouTubers and the Twitch streamers and the whatever streamers and whatever tubers are out there also talking about this all the time. And guys, I'm depressed, so I'm not going to be doing this video today or tomorrow, or I'm going to be taking a 1 month break or something like this or something like that. And I feel like it starts to become an excuse for multiple things. It starts to become a form of, I have something that I can use to get away from something I don't want to do. I should do it, I have to do it, but I don't want to do it. So I'm going to use an excuse, and I have this right, it's just the perfect excuse for me to use. And I feel like this is one of the main reasons why people do certain types of things. But it shouldn't be like that. It should not be that way. We need to be portraying happiness a little bit more. We need to be, and I'm not talking about just overtaking these real, very real problems, these very real issues. I'm talking about having platforms discuss things in a different manner. For example, cartoons shouldn't be talking about mental health so much or being so blatant about it. I mean, back in the days, our cartoons were so much better. They were so much more easy to take and easy to enjoy. I mean, Goku, for example, or Dragon Ball, it was about, receiving energy from people and trusting others and not just being isolated and not trusting anyone and being depressed all the time. It was about, hey, I don't have enough power, I don't have enough strength to beat this obstacle, to beat this enemy. Please, people of the earth, give me strength. And he got strength from people, and boom, there you go. Now he's strong enough to deal with his problems, to deal with his issues. That's called asking for help when you need it. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing to be ashamed for. It's completely natural, guys. It's completely normal. I haven't been doing it. I know how you feel. I know exactly how you feel. Trust me. You're not alone. But I took the step of going to a shrink and starting to take medication and starting to go against that because it's a real issue. But you know what? You need to start watching something better. You need to start watching something that gives you that confidence. not something that puts you down, something that takes away that confidence. You know what I mean? You need to start watching things like Dragon Ball that shows you the power of trusting others. Not everyone's trustworthy, obviously, but also you shouldn't be trusting people on the internet that much, and you should also not be using the internet that much for that kind of stuff, for trusting people, for getting relationships. You should be trying to get relationships in real life, because empathy, emotion, expressions show a lot more about people than you can ever see on the internet. Text do not show any of that stuff. Video conferences cannot show that stuff. People can be very, very deceiving in video conferences because it's easy. It's easy to do. So, also, shows like Earthworm Jim. I mean, it was a worm just walking by. A spacesuit comes down. This worm goes into the suit and becomes Earthworm Jim, becomes a superhero. Like, this is fun, brainless, not brainless, but it's senseless fun. But it kind of has a message, and the way I interpret that message is kind of like he was a worm, you know, kind of just like roaming around doing worm things, and then has the suit and becomes, well, has the responsibility of the suit, has the powers of the suit. Therefore, with that responsibility, he starts to do something about it. You know what I mean? So if you have certain powers, if you have certain capabilities, certain capacities, put them to use. Because you have a responsibility that you should use. You know what I mean? Then, so many others. I mean, Cat Dog, Rugrats, Charlie Brown. Listen, the list is endless. I've watched a couple of cartoons from like Cartoon Network and stuff like that. And I mean, some of them are okay. I really like Gumball. The Amazing World of Gumball is really, really funny. And I think it touches a lot of things in a very smart way. It's not like super, super, super straightforward like some others. And it's really good. But there's some other, it's just too blatant and just too obvious. And we should be just going for like senseless fun, you know? The kind of fun we used to have when we were kids, when we were teenagers, man. When we were playing Postal 2. You know, goddamn it, I played Postal 2 when I was like 13, 14 years old, and I didn't kill anybody. I don't even think about killing anybody. You know what I mean? It's all a matter of environment. It depends on the environment people grow in. And if you grow in a very unhealthy, dangerous environment, please seek help. Look for someone. Call a number. There's a bunch of numbers. Hell, send me an email. I'll talk to you, you know? Send me an email saying, explain your situation, and I will talk to you. I will give you my advice. And if need be, I will give you numbers, and I'll give you organizations and tell you and point you in the right direction. But don't put yourself through that kind of environment. You don't need that. You don't need that. That's the kind of thing that makes people lose their minds and become bad. People are not born bad, guys. We are not born bad or good. We're just born. It's the environment and it's what surrounds us that determines whether we are good or we are bad. So remember that. If you are in a bad environment, it's more likely than not that you will become a bad individual with bad thoughts, bad fantasies, bad things. And don't do that. Seek help. We can all help each other. We don't have to be bad. We don't have to be bad to each other. We can all help each other. We can all be there one for one another. And we can all make this world a freaking better place. So again, contact someone who's supposed to do so. You know, those numbers supposed to help. Send me an email if you have to, general@grindersverdict.com, and I will reply to you as soon as possible. I don't check that email every second, but I do check it out every day. So I will respond to you as soon as possible. So, hey, take care of yourself and don't watch those cartoons that try to manipulate people, and don't watch those cartoons and those shows and those things that try to capitalize on the trends of the issues of the world. Please stop it, because you're just feeding it. You're just feeding the machine. Okay? Anyways, that was it for this episode. I hope you guys took something out of this, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye bye.